and welcome to episode 28 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi, my name is Laura, and if you are new to my corner of the internet, welcome. I've had quite a few new people join me over the past week or so, so if this is your first time watching an episode of my podcast, then hi, welcome, come on in. This is my crazy corner of the internet. I am coming to you from Lowestoft in Suffolk. That is the most easterly town in England. This is not my home, this is Folk Yarn Studio. This is where I work. I am a yarn dyer and a yarn festival director. If you are a returning viewer, hi, welcome back to the madness. I have finished objects today. I have things, I have stuff. It has been the Easter holidays. I may have cracked just a little. So if you haven't been here before, you might not necessarily know about our Makealongs and things that we have going along around the podcast. So I have a Discord group. If you would like to join in the Folk Yarn Studio Hangout space, the link is below. It is free, it is friendly, and there is a finished objects prize draw thread in there where if you make something out of my yarn, be that Folk Studio yarn or Lonely Knitter hand dyed yarn, as long as it is 50% or more my yarn, you can enter your finished objects for prizes in that thread, and I draw prizes quarterly. Along that vein, I don't believe that I have had contact from the people that have won the last few giveaways. Please let me know if you've seen them and if you would like your prizes, because if not, I will choose a new winner. We also have the Friends That Grimble Together Makealong, which is a Makealong that I am co-hosting with my lovely friend Helen from the Giddy Knits podcast. This Makealong is one where we are making the Gnome patterns by Sarah Schira, gnomes like Nolan here. I am attempting to knit all of the gnomes from the Gnomes of Grimblewood book, which I actually also have here. But you don't have to knit just the gnomes from the book. Sarah has lots of other patterns for gnomes, including a free pattern. So if you would like to join in, make a gnome and enter it into the finished objects threads in both my Discord and Helen's Discord, all finished gnomes will count towards prizes. And if you are a big Sarah Schira fan, Sarah runs her own Makealong throughout the year where you can enter in your gnomes and get prizes there too. Discord is also the place where I host my 5 minutes a day crafting challenge thread. This is just somewhere where I try to remember to check in with myself, with my crafting every day, and with the folks that are in there. It brings me so much joy. It's such a lovely little corner of the internet. And yeah, it just helps us to remember that we need to do the things that bring us joy. I do have a new Makealong starting in June. It will run June, July, August and September, so 4 full months for Advents of Summer. I know I've mentioned this before, but basically I have advent calendars, yarny advent calendars that I haven't knit with yet, and I want to use up this beautiful yarn and make beautiful things. So I am going to be running a Makealong. You can knit it, you can crochet it, you can anything it really, weave it, whatever you like. But if you have a yarn advent calendar that needs to see the light of day and have its moment in the sun, Advents of Summer might be for you. Whips are allowed, but to qualify for prizes, you just need to finish your project within the 4-month period. I will have more details as June comes along, but yeah, I just thought I would get it in there. I know I've spoken about it in previous episodes, but it is happening because I have had people ask. So I have lots to talk about today, and I need to get started because otherwise I will just chat forever. I have finished objects, and this first one I am going to give you a little bit of a warning on. Now, I was making the Professor Fungi Makealong, I'm so sorry if you can hear the seagulls. I have a new mic, so I'm hoping that it won't be too loud, but yeah, the seagulls join me in the audio of this podcast. Every week I am right by the sea. So the Professor Fungi MKAL, which is Sarah Schira's current mystery knit along that is going on right now. The final clue has been released and I have finished my gnome, so please do look away if you haven't finished your gnome and you want the finished article to still be a surprise. I'm going to show you mine now. This is the glorious Professor, and I love him. I still can't quite believe that he is finished and that I finished him on time. He is super cute. I'm sorry also if you can hear sirens. I am right next to the police station. He is super cute. He is so cute in all his mushroomy style, and I adore him. And he has gone straight onto my little display on this unit here that has my Nolan gnome. And yeah, he's got his little basket. He's so cute. I'm going to try not to give too much away for anybody who's like looking away. Don't look back yet, guys. I'm still holding him. So I have made this from, oh, I can reach it, this set. So this is my Pretty Fly for a Fungi yarn set that I designed. I am one of the participating dyers for Sarah's Makealong for this year. And yeah, I used that set to make my professor. I love him. I love him. Anyway, I'm going to put him down so you can look back if you were looking away so that you didn't get spoiled. And I have got some footage that I'm going to make into a little video and pop up at some point. So he will get his moment in the sun in full. I really enjoyed joining in with this Makealong. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun keeping on track with the clues. I've got a couple of days behind at one point, but caught back up easily. And Sarah's patterns are really well written. And yeah, it was really fun. If you did still want to make a Professor Fungi with my yarn sets, I have Pretty Fly for a Fungi, and I also did Love You So Much. If you wanted to use those, there are a couple more sets up on the website at the moment. My next finished object, because yes, I do have more than one, is another gnome. And oh my gosh, I love this gnome just as much as I love my Professor Fungi. So Professor Fungi, I didn't say this, I weighted him down. It said to use weighted stuffing, and I had lots of discussions with folks online about what sort of weighted stuffing to use. And for Professor Fungi, I used marbles because I knew he was coming here and I wanted him to be really sturdy, and I knew that his head was going to be bigger and I didn't want him to topple over easily. But this one has the potential to be a stuffy for a child, or played with by a child, because this is not my yarn and this is coming home, or it might live here for a little while because it's too cute. So this is Knock, and this is the Someone to Write Gnome About mini pattern, because there is a larger one. The hat is made from self-striping sock yarn. This is Advent self-striping sock yarn. This is from Spin and Blether, and it's not last year's, it's the year before, 2023, when I finished the Advent socks, and these were from my leftovers. So the hat is made from leftovers of Spin and Blether. The body and the legs are made from, I believe this is Little Grey Girl, and it was a Christmas Eve cast on colour one year. And then the feet, the socks, are back into the Spin and Blether colours, but I did cycle through some of the colours to get the ones I wanted in the socks. The nose and beard are made from Gold Sparkle undyed sock yarn, and the accent on the socks, because I had some left over from my Professor Fungi kit, because the Professor Fungi kit that I used, the Pretty Fly for a Fungi one, was the sparkle option. So I just grabbed that and used the undyed sparkle leftovers for the nose and the beard. I absolutely adore Knock. Look at the little socks. Cross them legs. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't even know if you can see this. I'm not sure how well lined up this is because I can't see myself. So that is it for finished objects, and I know that last time I recorded I was like, oh, I want to finish this and this and this, and who did I think I was? Because it wasn't going to happen because I don't have any more finished objects, but I can take you into whips. That is not a whip. This is the whip that was in this bag. So this is the tiny scarf that I was making last time, and it has got a little longer, but not a lot. I have had a bit of a hectic week and a bit. It's Saturday, I don't think I said the date at the beginning, but it's Saturday the 19th of April. Normally I would record on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it's all the way down on Saturday because it's the Easter holidays, and I've had my little people here with me and I love them to bits. They are 8 and 5. They are the most awesome kids in the entire world. I know I'm biased, it's because they're my kids. But recording and knitting time has been scarce this Easter holidays, and that is fine. So I have this much done. It's either going to be a headscarf or a tiny scarf. I've never worn a tiny scarf before, I'm not sure. It is a pattern out of my own head, and it's being knit with, my hair's all over the place now, this being knit with Balmerino Farm DK, and I can't remember the colourway name because I have lost the ball bands because I'm useless, but I have this one, and then I also have another ball of this gorgeous purple from Balmerino Farm. They're just 50-gram DK weight balls, and yeah, I just wanted to make something out of them the other day. I got them at Woolly Good Edinburgh last year, not this year, and yeah, it hasn't had a lot of love. I am hoping it will be done for next week. It is living in this amazing peekaboo bag from Josie Rose. I love these bags with the clear front, and Josie Rose is a local maker to me. You should check her out because fabulous, fabulous bags. So that's whip number 1 that was worked on this week. Whip number 2 that was worked on since I last saw you was my crochet cardie. Now I am making, and I've written it down because I keep forgetting, the Granny Bells Wrap Top by Ren Matucci. I am so sorry if I butchered that. And I have made progress, but I have also had a setback, and that setback may be rectified later, but I have lost my 2 triangles. I finished both the triangles. I can't remember if I'd finished both the triangles last time. I might have just finished 1 triangle, but both the triangles, the big wrap fronts, are finished. Took them out of the bag. Started the square. They were over the back of my sofa. My children may be using that as a climbing frame right now. I do tell them not to, but I am not there to supervise. It is no longer. They are no longer on the back of my sofa, and I have my square. I'm not sure when I'm going to be done with my square because I need to measure my square against my triangles. Don't know where the triangles are. So I will try and find them when I get home. But yeah, both of the front panels are done. This is the back panel, and then once that's done, you join them all together, and then you make your sleeves, I assume. It's a free pattern, the Granny Bells Crochet Wrap Top. Is that what it's called? I feel like I've got that wrong. The details will be on screen. And I am making it from the Fiber Fox DK in Jennifer of Vengerberg. I will actually pick that up and show you. Don't know if that's focusing. So that's the same DK base that I use for my hand-dyed yarn, so I knew I was going to love it anyway. But yeah, it's 100% merino. It's 225 meters to 100 grams, and I have quite a few cakes from a project that I started ages ago and kind of abandoned. So I've decided to make this wrap top instead, and it's living inside this absolutely stunning pigment and ply drawstring bag that I got from my own show, East Anglia Yarn Festival, the show that I run each year in Norwich, this year. So yeah, this has been getting some work because it is brainless. Not brainless, that sounds horrible. Mindless. Potato chip is what everyone says, isn't it? Even though I don't use that phrase, I say crisps. I don't say potato chips, but when it comes to knitting, apparently I do. The next whip I'm going to show you is one we haven't seen for a little while. It is living in this gorgeous bag from Lay Family Yarn. It is woven hand-dyed yarn on the top, and I love it. And you haven't seen this before. I talked about this last... Hello, Knock. You're in danger of getting knocked off. I'm going to move you just a little. Yeah, so this you have not seen yet, but I have 1 caked up and I have 3 more dyed up. And this is the contrast yarn that I have dyed myself for my sweet shop blanket. So last time I mentioned that I really just wasn't loving on my sweet shop blanket contrast being the undyed yarn, which is it's fine, it's not a bother, but I just really kept thinking I'd like a darker yarn, so I have started again. This is it. I don't know if that really counts as a whip, but we're calling it a whip. Yeah, so I ripped out everything that I had done so far, caked up the undyed, and I will put that away and use it for something else. And then I have just started. I started this at Studio Stitch Night this week and have not made a lot of progress because I've been doing other things, finishing my gnomes. But I'm not going to show you all the yarn that is in this bag because 1, you've seen it before. I think I showed you last week the different triangles. 2, in here is April's mini skein. We got this mini, so this is made from my We Got This mini skein club, which is just a little bit of a gotta get through this year pick me up thing that I'm doing throughout this year with some colour. So I will show you, I'll show you next week when I know that all of the April minis have been delivered and are with their recipients. They all went out this week, well in time for their deadlines and everything, but I just want to make sure that everyone's got them before I start showing them on the podcast. So this is in here, and hopefully I will have more than just a tiny triangle to show you of a blanket next week. And the last thing that I have worked on this week is something that I didn't expect to work on. So I actually worked on this in a cinema. This is the Strobolus shawl by Craft House Magic. The pattern is by Craft House Magic, and I started it last year. I think I started it during Advent last year, and I haven't worked on it at all since then. And I was almost at the end of the very first segment. I don't know why I have this like handmade stitch marker attached to a giant progress keeper. I don't know why I've done that. I've not got a clue. Anyway, I went to the cinema this week and with my children, and I needed something that I could work on, and I had nothing, and I grabbed this because I just was, I don't know what to do, and it turned out to be something I did need to be able to see the pattern for, but I also turned out to be able to kind of read the pattern during the film and knit on it and concentrate, and that was perfect. I can't sit through a film without something in my hands. Anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's in the cinema, doesn't matter if it's at home. I can't sit through anything without my knitting in my hands. It gives me a lot of feelings. But, you know, probably should have been a sign of my ADHD long before I got diagnosed with ADHD. Anyway, so this is living in a Snoopy bag. This is a bag that I've had forever, I think. This is a Jilly Makes bag, and it's gorgeous, and I love it, and it's a Snoopy, and it's Christmas, and, well, peanuts, and it's Christmas, and that is fine because this is a Christmassy project, because this is an advent calendar from... I'm not going to get it all out today because I've got it out before, but this is an advent calendar from Chromatic Yarns. That's the lovely Hannah of the Corner of Craft. It's her Book of Spells advent, which I think was from the year before last. I'm not 100%, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I am on colour 2. I'm going to work through all the colours and make the Strobola shawl. Yeah, and so I've done about that much since the last time we looked at this, which would have been, I think, in December. So yeah, this is something that I had planned to get out and have as part of Advents of Summer, and I was just running around chaotically before the cinema trip and needed to grab a project. And this was the project. So it's had a tiny bit of work. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to get worked on over the next week, because this might just go back into the cupboard until Advents of Summer starts, and then I have a bit of time to focus on it because there is lots of other things I want to do. That is everything in terms of finished objects and whips for this week. I do have plans. My plans are to finish that little scarf. I need the little scarf to be done. I'm not sure if the purple one will get done straight away, but I need the little scarf to be done. I want to catch up on my Sweet Shop blanket so that I can get back to the point where the We Got This minis are going to be able to go in every single month. I need to start my next gnome because whilst I have finished 2 gnomes this week, I am still behind. I'm pointing at the book that you can't see. I don't know why I'm pointing at it. But I'm still behind on my actual Makealong. My friends That Grimble Together Makealong, I'm behind because I had a plan that I made at the beginning of the year that detailed which gnomes I was going to make when. And I made the gnome that I was going to make for the March and February. I had 1 gnome for those 2 months, and I made that one. That was Nolan. Here is Nolan. Then I fell off the face of the earth because the show that I run, the yarn show that I run, is in March, and I just couldn't make it happen. So my March gnome needs to be happening. And then I have to make my April gnome, who is due now because we are in April. So I have 2 gnomes to make. So my plan is finish the little scarf, start my next Makealong gnome, and keep going on the Granny Bells wrap top, and also get somewhere with that blanket. That's a lot of plans. I'm not going to be able to do this in less than a week because I want to catch up with my schedule and be recording on probably Thursday this week. I have like 5 days. Stash enhancement, I have nothing to show you. I have not bought anything, which is, I think, fair enough because I've had my yarn show last month and seemed to get all of the things. I have actually bought something. That was a lie. I bought something that hasn't arrived. I bought my first advent calendar for this year. So I have bought the Spin and Blether self-stripe advent calendar again. So it's self-stripe sock advent calendar again. I still haven't knit with my one from last year. The year before, I knit on it every day throughout Advent and I had the best time. This year I have not, or last year I did not. I just had a bit of a hectic December and couldn't keep up with it. So I'm saving it for Advents of Summer. That is one of the things that I would like to finish during that Makealong. When I saw that everyone's Advents were going up for sale, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go and check and see if there's open. And yet the Spin and Blether Advent Calendar pre-orders were open, so I have ordered that again. It will be my 3rd year having it. So yeah, I've loved it so far and I'm excited to have it again. Watching, I am still going with Wheel of Time, which I think I talked about last week, but it's been the Easter holidays. My kiddos are around. I've watched 1 episode, and other than that, I haven't really watched a lot of programmes. I did manage to watch the first episode of the new season of Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. If you have been around here for a while, that has always been something that I've loved. Yeah, kind of grew up watching it. My dad watches it too. I love Doctor Who. I am one of those people that I don't get het up about the different doctors. I don't get cross or grumpy when the show makes different decisions or goes in different ways. I just want to watch the show and love it for what it is, and yeah, just switch my brain off from everything else. The first episode was up last week. Today is Saturday, so it is Doctor Who Day today, and I'm really looking forward to watching that later. But as I mentioned earlier, I have been to the cinema and I have seen the Minecraft movie. Now, I am not a massive player of Minecraft. I'd rather play Stardew Valley. However, my children do like Minecraft, which means that I do have some tiny bit of experience with Minecraft, because when my 5-year-old gets frustrated, I have to play the Minecraft for him. But I do also have a massive love of Jack Black, Jason Momoa and Jennifer Coolidge, and I loved the Minecraft movie. It was brilliant. I don't care what anyone says. Lots of people said it's rubbish, it's trash. It made me laugh. It made my husband laugh out loud in the cinema. That does not happen often. I thought it was brilliant. It was total escapism. I had the best time. It was funny. We took a day off on Wednesday. We've been at work every day other than that. Might not be for the whole day because we've had both the children. It just felt a bit mean to make them be here the entire holidays. So we've done little trips out to the park and come here for half days, or on a day when I have stayed at home the whole day, I've then come in here and worked in the evening just to keep up. But that day we took an entire day off and we got the train. We went and got on the train from Lowestoft to Norwich. We went to the Odeon, which is ridiculously expensive now, but you have those big recliner seats and the middle comes up, and I had a sofa with my son, which was lovely because when he got scared at one point he could cuddle up. Yeah, it was the best cinema experience I've ever had. We have a little independent cinema here that's very much feels like you're going back sort of 20-30 years when you go inside, and it's lovely and I love it and I love supporting it and I go there all the time. Going to the Odeon is incredibly rare for me. It's a lot of money for us. Yeah, I think for 4 of us to watch that film at Odeon was about 50 quid. And then it was about another £27 to get the train from Lowestoft to Norwich return, off-peak return for all 4 of us. So, you know, around 75 quid for a day out for 4 people, or for a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children. That feels like a lot. That feels like a lot of money to me. It's not something we can do that regularly, but we had the best time and they thought it was a real treat, and it was a real treat. We just had a really nice time, and I would recommend that movie to anyone, whether or not you know what Minecraft is, whether or not you play the game. It was ace. It was really good, and I would happily see it again. If you're coming here for like highbrow, like fancy entertainment, it's definitely not me. I am not that person. I'm let's have a laugh at Jack Black. Jennifer Coolidge is amazing. Yeah, I'm not here for the class. I'm here for the fun. Reading. I have done some reading. I finished The Bookshop Ladies by Faith Hogan. It was really nice. I mean, it was just an easy read. It wasn't like anything mind-blowing, but it was just so nice. And yeah, a real just chilled out story. I don't have an awful lot to say about it, to be honest. It's like almost like a palate cleanser in between things, because I'd had episode 13, which took me so long to get through, and that was just, yeah, it was like a massage for your brain. I know that I said that I was going to start the Jacqueline Wilson book that my friend gave us. I didn't, because I saw a post from a little local independent bookshop called Moral of the Story, which is here in Lowestoft. It mainly sells secondhand books. It does have a little section for new books, but it's mainly secondhand books. And they had put up that they had the new Hunger Games book. So it's Haymitch's story. My brain has gone completely blank. I'm holding it right here. Why don't I just tell you what it's called? Sunrise on the Reaping. They had that book in. She'd just finished it. She'd put it in the window and she wanted £6 for it. It's hardback. It has the dust jacket. It's at home. It's just I've taken the dust jacket off because how gorgeous is this hardback? So it's a new book. I think it was only out last month and it's still in the shops for like 20 quid. And yeah, she put it in her window for £6. And we were going up there anyway, and I said the kids could each get a couple of books. In the end, Ellie went with me and she chose the books for them. It was a really nice little bookshop. I'll put in some footage. I vlogged that day, but I haven't put the vlog back. I haven't put the vlog together yet. But yeah, I grabbed this book, and then as soon as I finished The Bookshop Ladies, I just wanted to start it. I just couldn't not. I'm on page 231. Looks like more than halfway through. I'm using a magnetic bookmark that I made for myself. And I put my logo on it from my hand-dyed yarn just because I wanted to see if I could make them, and I can make them, and it was fun. Yeah, I am loving this so far. It is brilliant. Yeah, this is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving getting back into the world of the Hunger Games. When this is finished, Jacqueline Wilson is on my list. So that is the Seaside Sleepover. It is still on my bedside table. And as soon as this one is done, I am going to start that up. However, reading an actual book means that I can't read it at night when we go to bed, and I just normally read on my Kindle and it's backlit, so I can read a few pages before I go to sleep and it won't disturb Chris. Well, with this, I have a little book light, but it is still a disruption. So I'm tempted with trying to have another book on the go. And the reason I don't usually do this is because I can't keep all of the storylines going in my head. I am not that clever. I have downloaded The Vampire Knitting Club, which is a book by Nancy Warren. I've got that on my Kindle. I'm not sure when I'm going to start it. I haven't actually got a clue on that one, but it might just be a long-term wait. But if I do think that I'm going to be brave enough to try and keep 2 stories in my head at once, I might have that one as my bedtime book. I sound like a child. I am. No, I might have that one to read in the evenings when I can't have the light on. We'll see. Not sure if I'll be able to keep that on track. And then I've actually decided to listen to an audiobook. Now, the amount of yarn dyers that tell me I should listen to audiobooks while I work, because I like to have videos on while I work, but obviously then you can't 100% concentrate on the video. People keep saying do audiobooks. I really struggle, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but really struggle with fiction books and getting into the story and remembering the story and world building in my brain what they're explaining when it's listening, because my attention span is quite low. The only audiobooks that I've ever really enjoyed are autobiographies, usually read by the person who wrote them, because you can sort of dip in and out a little and it doesn't matter too much because you're going along with them on the story, and if you don't remember one little thing, it's kind of okay. Or at least that's been my experience. So I have a bunch of these books on Audible I have listened to over the years, and one of them and some of them I've had for, absolutely ages. And I thought about it, I thought, you know what, I'll try an audiobook again while I'm working, and I've actually really enjoyed it. So this one, I can't remember it. I know I've read it before in terms of listen to audiobook wise, but I can't remember it at all because my brain is like a sieve. But it's Gotta Get Through This, by Louis Theroux. Yeah, I grew up watching all of the Louis Theroux documentaries and stuff. So he's a bit of a familiar, it's a very familiar character to me. Or not character, he's a person, but you know what I mean. Familiar sort of sound, his voice and how he tells stories and how he tells his story. And I really enjoy his style of TV shows and other things that he's done. So I have put that on and I am a couple of hours in. I think I'm about 10% of that through. I don't have an Audible subscription and I feel like it would be a waste for me to sign up for one. It's not something that's really in my budget right now with the other things that I have. So I just wanted to see how I felt about some of the books that I've had in my library for a long time before I commit to potentially signing up for Audible again or purchasing books to listen to, because what if I wasn't up for it? Yeah, and I'll just work through some of those books I think that we've got on there. I think some of them were Chris's as well, so I might listen to them, see how I get on. I'm not sure if I'm up for fiction on Audible because I'm not sure I can give it the attention span it deserves, but we'll see. So I said in my last video that I would like to maybe feature a product on each video. So I've started wholesaling a few things here that are made by other people, some of them by smaller makers, some of them are by larger companies, and a few of you had commented to say that actually you thought that was a nice idea, so that's where I'm going to go now. In terms of things that I've been wholesaling and brought to my business as hopefully little extra add-ons, little things that hopefully I can just have to try and boost my business and make it, especially in this economic climate at the moment, things that people can add into their order if they wanted to that would help my business to carry on. And this little stack is something that I have wanted to bring. The minute I saw these on one of the wholesale accounts that I had, I thought, yes, absolutely. Now, these are 1 line a day diaries, and record keeping and using a 1 line a day diary was one of the things that I wanted to do this year, and so far I've kept up with it. I actually haven't brought mine with me, I should have done that, but me and my little girl both have one, and every single day we, just before bed, write down a little bit about our day and try and put in things maybe that we're grateful for, but we're also putting in the hard stuff too, so it's just a sentence about our day. And this one is actually the one that Ellie has. My 8-year-old has this one, so I have one of these. This is literally all I have of these. This is Ellie's one, and this isn't her actual one, this is just the same style as hers. And then I have like a linen style one, and this one, which is like beautiful metallic speckledy bits, but it's meant to be celestial. And then on the inside, when Chris looked at this one the first time when I first got it, he said it looked like someone had spilt water all over it, which I actually used to have this one. I had this one when I was in my 20s, so this one's been going for ages because I have one under my bed. But these 5-year memory books, I'll put a picture on the screen, but they are ones where you start on whatever day of the year you want. So you could start right now if you wanted, and you could open your diary to today's date, and you'd fill out the first section, and then you would go down the page filling out all of the other sections as the years went by. So you'd fill in the top section throughout your first year and then go down to the bottom section. And yeah, we're going to, by the end of it, have a diary that spans my daughter's life from the age of 8 till the age of 13, and obviously it'll span my life from the age of, what am I, 34? 34 to 39. And I just thought it was a lovely memory thing to have. We can keep them together and look at them together, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be one of those things that she thinks, oh God, I've got to keep that somewhere in my house when she's older. Or maybe if I'm not here anymore, it'll be something that she has as a nice memory for both of us. I have got 3 in stock. This one is Ellie's. They didn't have mine in stock and I was really sad about it, but I thought it was probably sensible just to get these 3 to start with, and if they happen to go, maybe I'll restock. I don't know. I don't know if anybody even want them, but I just thought this is something that I actually use and actually love, and now it's on my website. So this is the product that I thought I would feature the first week. Okay, life stuff now. Oh my gosh, what a week and a half it has been. Holidays. Holidays are a little hard for me. I love my children so much and I am so lucky to have them, and I am so lucky in many ways in my life, and I am very happy. But I feel very touched out and very talked out, and today I am here on my own. It's Saturday, Easter Saturday. They're at home with their dad. He is an angel. I just needed some silence and some time where no one was talking to me, and yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of overwhelm and a lot of just feeling like I am gonna explode. I know that sounds really silly. I do have ADHD, and I know that that is part of how I work, and I know that I need the little moments to reset, otherwise I'm just frazzled. But yeah, this week I felt it a lot, and it is no one's fault at all. Everyone's amazing. It's just I'm never on my own. YouTube Shorts. I filmed some stuff with my new mic. I don't know if the audio is better on this. I hope it is. I am wearing a microphone. I feel very professional. But I have filmed a few little clips of things that I might put up as like reels and shorts videos, because they were just a bit of fun. I'm feeling very overwhelmed. Part of that overwhelm is also health-wise. I have a lot of physical symptoms throughout my life of, you know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I've had some significant body changes over the last year and a bit. And I don't feel 100%. There's a lot of things like my hypermobility, which have bothered me for years, and a lot of pain that I get, which is fine, and I cope and I manage, and I know what my body can and can't take, and we'll get through. But I have been told multiple times throughout my life that I likely have Ehlers-Danlos, hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos, or potentially one of the other types. And what the physios that have said it to me, and my GP once, and dentist, well no, the dentist didn't say that. The dentist was very nice and said, have you thought about this? When she told me about a lot of things to do with my teeth and other stuff. But with the physio and the GP, what they actually said every time was lose some weight, because isn't that the answer that doctors, especially here in the UK, give to absolutely everything? Lose some weight and your symptoms, you know, the pain that you're getting, things like that, may be massively helped, and you might just be hypermobile, and it might just be that. So I have lost a significant amount of weight, not on purpose actually, it's a byproduct of other health issues, but I have gone to the doctors now and said the pain that I get, the fatigue that I get, the issues that I get, the problems that I have, yeah, especially like in my hands and in my wrists and the clicking, and would it creep people out if they knew how much I click? I mean, you might have just picked up that click because it's quite close to my mic, but yeah, I'm very clicky, and my jaw clicks out and really hurts. My ankles click out quite a lot, that really hurt, and I have to crack my fingers before I can knit, stuff like that. So I have managed to now have a referral, because I did tick all the boxes with that doctor, and they have put me in a specialist referral to look into that. So I feel like I have sorted something, even though it's Easter holidays. But yeah, I just feel very overwhelmed. I've been in quite a lot of pain, been quite a lot mentally tapped out and just tired, and trying to look on the bright side, because, you know, I have a family and friends and lovely dog and business, this small business that you guys have helped me to have just by your encouragement, by your orders if you've ever ordered from me, and you know, just in general being part of my little crafty life. So yeah, I am not unhappy. I'm good. We've got this. I just feel very burnt out, and I'm hoping that next week kids will have been back to school and they love school, and I will have had some time to get all caught up on work, not feel like I'm on the back foot, and yeah, just have a little brain break. in all honesty, I think I'm still dealing with burnout from the show. The only other thing that I can think of is that it's Easter and tomorrow we'll be having an egg hunt. So yeah, Easter. And last Sunday, oh my gosh, I don't think I'll be able to go tomorrow because we'll be doing family stuff, but last Sunday I was really brave and went to a book club, an in-person book club. It's not a book club where you all read the same book and chat. It's set up by a local lady who wanted to start a book club, and I think a lot of them seem to be friends. I don't know if they've made friends through the book club or they all knew each other before. But it's in the Costa Coffee, really close to where I live, and it's on a Sunday, and they do some other dates as well. But basically 4 till 6 they all turn up at Costa with their book and sit down, buy a coffee and a cake, and then go and sit down at this table and read. And I sat and I read and I chatted a little bit. I hope I didn't come across as too bonkers, but I just had a really nice time with a group of strangers, sitting and then reading and then chatting a little bit about books. It was really nice, and just let me have a bit of a brain break for a couple of hours. Very chill. I think that's everything that I was going to say. I feel like I've forgotten something because I always forget something. I will see you next week. If you've got all the way to the end, well done you. Leave me a book emoji because I went to a book club this week. Thank you for joining me, and thank you as always for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.